Hey guys, welcome to the Good Stuff Podcast. I'm Derek.
And I'm Ashley. Both raised in Marysville, Ohio, we decided to stay here and raise a family and start 2 small businesses because we absolutely love our community.
We just want to take some time to celebrate the good people, places, and things here in our community that we love and share some of that good stuff with you.
So, enjoy the good stuff. Okay. Hey guys, it's Ashley and Derek and lots of really good people. So we are today with the Encore team and Garrett Lynn, baby Garrett. We're with some of the Encore team and one of our, Emma, you're not just like Encore participant. You're like Encore, I don't know, like mascot or something. Royalty, yeah.
I wouldn't say royalty.
It's like she's been part of.
I wouldn't say royalty.
Emma's been a part of Encore for as long as Encore has been Encore. As like my favorite, not my favorite, but before she could be in shows, as the dog handler of our star.
Yes.
Our dog, not like
Our dog. Our dog. Anyway, so yeah, so we've got, other than Emma, we have director, choreographer, Miss Rhonda Hill. This is where you insert that. All the applause sound effects.
I sure will.
And our 2 amazing producers, Miss Pam Klaus and Miss Lois Everett. Woo! Papa. She keeps touching that. I don't know if that like makes things worse.
Hey, we'll just pass it around. Keep her entertained.
Okay, so we're talking about the podcast is really to talk about good stuff that's happening around town, that's happening in our lives, the good people we know, all of the good stuff. And so Encore is one of the, I almost said goodest because that like plays along with the name, but Lois is a teacher. So one of the best things in our lives. And so we just thought we would start there. So I just want to talk a little bit about where Encore came from, the history, and just kind of share some stories about good that's come out of it, whether that's kids maybe that have been involved or impacts we've had in lives, our own lives, all of the above. So maybe let's start with how Encore started. And that's going to go to Pam.
Because I'm the oldest?
No, because you've been, you were like part of that. You were part of that starting.
It was 13 years ago,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I don't know, with COVID, we kind of
We
get
lost a
confused. Yeah. But back in 2009, I want to say, a group of us got together, and our kids were aging out of summer theater. They had nothing to do, had absolutely nothing to do. So a group of us got together and we found some professionals who would help us, and Footloose was our very first show at Veterans Memorial. And we're so thankful to the commissioners over the years who have really allowed us to use the theater, and we had such a great time. And over the years, we've changed the people. But I don't know, Lois, when did you come around?
I think I was 2004. I'm Legally Blonde.
Legally Blonde.
Legally Blonde.
And Ashley, you've been here since show number 2,
Correct.
right?
Yeah, correct. Show
And then,
number 2.
Rhonda, you've been here since...
I don't know what year.
All shook up.
She was making.
Yes. Life Works by Shows.
I remember Rhonda was making the hats for Greece, the toilet paper roll hats.
I remember those. I burned my
Yes.
fingers a lot.
Oh, Karen Rogers. She was fantastic.
Yeah, Karen Rogers was our first customer.
Yes.
And then she moved. We tried to tell her she couldn't move, but she moved anyway.
Yeah.
But we've had a blast. We've had so much fun, and people come and go. But this crew's been together for a long time.
This crew works. Nobody's allowed to go anywhere. Okay. Pam, do you remember how many kids were in that first show?
I want to say 40.
40. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
And
awesome.
some years we have more than others.
Yeah.
But we there was only one year that we had to even make cuts, but we always try to find other opportunities for the kids that we can't put in the show, whether it be in the light booth or the sound booth or backstage, and just give kids an experience that they'll never forget. Yeah. All 3 of my kids were in the show, all 2 of your kids.
Both
2
of mine.
who are professional working actors now.
Yeah.
It's been a great ride.
That's not over. It's not over.
Oh, it's not? It's no, it's not.
No,
no,
it's not.
no, absolutely not.
Heart's beating a little fast, Pam. Not over.
This is Emma's last year.
Yeah. Almost the end of my ride.
Almost the end of Emma's ride, yeah. And we created Encore to be for those kids after summer theater. So we start when kids are freshmen or going into their freshman year, and we kindly ask them to leave by the time they're 21.
Seems okay.
Yeah, because then there's more opportunities for them, whether it be Singsations, another great group in our town, or Silver Scene Players, lots of opportunities for adults. But there was just something missing in that middle teenage, when kids need to be busy.
So does anybody have any like favorite stories? Not necessarily just like we all pass around funny stories, memories of, things that have happened on or off stage, but favorite stories about like, you knew the program impacted kids because of fill in the blank.
Speak into microphone.
And speak into the microphone. I have one, and I won't reveal his name, but this was maybe the second show that he had done, and we were in Vets. And it was a Thursday because we rehearsed Thursdays at Vets. And we were just talking. And I can't remember what was happening on stage. And he was saying, because he was a quieter kid until he got on stage. And you're smiling because I think you know who this person is. And he said, I said, do you have fun doing Encore? He said, yeah. Theater actually saved my life. And I mean, literally saved my life. And will forever stick with me. I think giving kids an opportunity to be able to be themselves. And Lois, you could probably comment on this more than any of us because you're around kids more than any of us. But just the chance they have to be around people who are going to accept them for exactly who they are and celebrate them for exactly who they are and encourage that.
Well, I've always been a big proponent of the arts, and I think that when young people are deciding who they are, that like discovering their identity, like there's no better place than a community theater where they're kind of coming together and everybody is welcome and they're always accepted and you can try on different identities and play around, and that's like really good for your like development as a person.
Yeah.
And I don't have an individual story, but I can remember a couple of nights at Vets when I would leave a rehearsal or a performance and I would think like, how cool that these young people have something to be a part of that's bigger than just themselves, than their phone or their video game or or whatever it is that occupies your time, but to feel a part of a group is and have a sense of belonging, I just think is so valuable. And I just remember thinking, like, as I was driving home, like, this is just so they're all just so lucky, that they have this space,
Sure.
So that's my little story.
So I'm thinking about relationships. We do have a couple who met at Encore.
We sure do.
And they are still together. And
Yes.
you know who you are.
Yes.
And I'm wondering if there are any others. But I do think that our kids make their best friends during the summer.
Yeah, I mean,
really
we just
do.
heard one of them say that. We had a little event before this, and yeah, we just heard one of our kids, this would be his last year, also say he met some of his best friends.
Yeah. Well, I think one of the best parts of Encore is that you don't have to come here hoping to be a professional actress, dancer, singer even. You can just come here to put in some hard work and meet great people, which is my favorite part of it. You know, most of the kids here, they don't care about putting it on their resume. They just care about making memorable experiences with their friends. And I think that's the best part about the entire summer.
And as an experienced Encore alumni royalty,
Such a title.
but wouldn't you say focusing on that gets you things that lead toward professional or whatever? That focusing on that can help really get something out of it. It's going back to relationships, getting relationships can lead to the opportunities those people put in front of you to learn from them and help you grow and all of those things. And that's kind of where it blossoms into more.
Yeah.
And elaborates on that.
Absolutely. I mean, I think when you actually care about the people you're on stage with, it becomes a different kind of performance. You can be a great actress or actor and pretend to like the people you're around, but it's a different kind of show when you're actually dancing and singing with your best friends to music that you genuinely love and have worked so hard to put together. And I think when people watch it, when they come to see us, it is a different kind of show because it's not sprouted out of individual gain or success or getting the best role. It's watching a show where the kids genuinely love being up there together. So I think it's a really rare and awesome experience.
Which is why she's been a part of it for so long. And I don't know, maybe next year the age limit will be 21. Just kidding.
I was just thinking, don't you need help on this side of things?
Yeah. Emma will be forever our PR person, maybe. I don't know. We'll give you a job. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's all unpaid.
She's all yours.
Unpaid internships.
We call that voluntold in our house.
Yes. Does anybody else got any other stories?
I think I have I think we're the same person, probably. You know, and I think the word that I heard that year is I feel like this is a safe place. And we always want to be a safe place for any of the kids that come into our lives. We want to be that safe place for them. Maybe they don't feel they have one outside of that. But so many kids, you know, you put them in front of people on a stage. I think that helps them so much in life because, I mean, I really don't like to talk in front of people. I know, right? But people that helps with your job interviews.
Sure
you
does.
go to college interviews. I mean, it's amazing how you can see a person their first year and then see them after they've been on stage for a few summers, the difference that just makes in their confidence. And just being able to put themselves out there like you have to in the world, you know.
So thank you for the segue. I was going to ask, why do you ladies do all of this and spend your time? I know Encore pays a lot.
Oh, yeah.
So I know that's, other than the pay.
Or that voluntold thing. Yeah.
No, but I mean, really, like, I assume that's a pretty big satisfaction of being able to watch these kids grow and invest in them. Would probably be.
Full disclosure, it was the best way to stalk my children legally. I got to be where they are, and they couldn't yell at me because I had to be there, right?
Yeah, this is true.
And now it's more of a labor of love. I can't imagine not having a summer without.
Well, we
Encore.
did, and it was terrible.
It was
It
awful.
was terrible.
I think there's also the shows are always really good.
Yeah.
And to spend your summer around like music and dancing and storytelling and laughing is, I mean, that's just really the best. And to feel like, you know, like the kids too, you know, you feel like you're a part of something bigger than yourself when you're creating something like that. And so I feel like that's real special.
And we're all friends. And it's nice to like, I hate
Like each other.
We do. And it's I hate the winter, but I'm like, but summer, there's a lot of good things that happen in summer.
And I'm just the sixth wheel.
And yeah, he's the voluntold part. But
We've seen 2 Encore babies before.
which is all we talked about in the first episode. That's all. There's no more. There's no more. There's no more. Right? Yeah.
Unless they're winter baby.
No.
Okay.
I have nothing to do with it.
Not summer. Not summer.
No. Any
Answer
other?
my question?
Why do I keep doing this? I mean,
Other than the money and the stuff all added out.
The glory.
yeah.
Glory.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I think other than like the people who are here, which is a big reason I love doing it. It's sort of like it's kind of a continuation of the conversation we regularly have at dance, which is I know that dance and arts and music can teach kids a lot of things, right? And for me, the hope is that 20 years down the road, kids are coming back and they're saying, man, because I participated in that, I'm a better human being, right? Because I know a lot of our kids are not going to go on and do this for a living, whether it's kids from the dance studio or kids who participate in Encore. I hope they're doing it in some form, whether it's as doing it as a profession or they're participating in community theater, whatever it might be. But more than that, I hope they all walk away better human beings, right? And that we've worked to help invest in a generation that can look back and say, because I got to participate in these art programs or because I got to participate in music and dance and all those things, I'm better. I am better because of it. Not just a better... I know about hard work and I know about goal setting, right? But I'm actually a better human because of it. I care more about people. I show grace to people. I understand that people might be coming from different perspectives, whatever it might be. But I don't know. Maybe it's working. I hope it's working. It worked in my life, right? I mean, I guess that's what it comes down to. It worked in my life. So
Well, I think it showed last year's show where we brought back some of our alumni.
Yeah.
That was cool.
It
was
was
so
cool.
fun.
And it obviously we planted a seed, maybe not us, but their experience in the arts in Marysville. Yeah. And they still wanted to get on that stage. And they were really good.
They were really good.
Like 8 years later, they're up there doing their thing. And
it was so great to see. Maybe these are kids the alumni that came back who haven't seen each other in a long time. And then they all come back together and it's like, I mean, it was almost like they were just as excited to see each other that they had performed in past shows. That was almost as fulfilling for me as watching them on stage doing their thing again, right? I mean, I'll always take them on stage singing and dancing. That's incredible. But to see them together just reminiscing about how much they loved it.
And they were blown away by the current cast, which I thought was really cool.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So what about just two other talking points? One would be for people who grew up doing art, music, or involved in any of that. How has that impacted your life? Because I said a little bit for me, having somebody who believed in me who didn't have to made a huge impact in my life, right? Somebody who didn't have to love me, somebody who didn't have to push me or challenge me or believe in me, but did anyway. Like, I think we all need somebody like that, right? For me, that was my dance teacher. But what have those experiences been like in your life? Do you have that, like, this, because I participated in this art program, or because I was involved in music, or because I was, because you led up drama at the high school, or whatever it might be? Have you had those experiences that you're like, I am a better person, or I am you and Eric performing on cruise ships, and like, I mean,
and we wouldn't have met had I not done a show in high school.
yeah, see,
And
lifelong
he didn't even. I was in North Carolina. He was in Ohio, so I never had the professional, performer on my radar. I had filled out paperwork to go to be an early education teacher. That's and in my senior year, the person that choreographed that show said, "Hey, the theme park not too far from here needs another female singer for the summer, and you should go audition." I was 17 and went and auditioned. I'm like, okay, I've never been to an audition like this before, so I went. Short story, I ended up at Kings Island in Cincinnati, where I met Eric, or I would have never met if we, hadn't
What you all
done a
probably
show in
don't
school.
know is Rhonda. If you are involved in Encore, you're lucky enough to maybe hear her sing just a tiny bit. But most of you probably haven't ever heard her sing, but really is phenomenal.
Whoa.
So good.
Really good.
Whoa.
And great on stage. And yeah, great actress, great vocalist.
We
Rock
had
star.
fun.
I love it when you fill in for a kid who's not there.
Yes.
Favorite
Yes.
It's scary sometimes.
I thought that was Eunice.
Oh, no, that's
no.
just Tech Week.
That's tech.
That's just Tech Week.
We hope that's just tech
We
week.
hope that's just Tech Week.
Yeah.
If it's the Addams Family, it's a couple weeks. But anyway, any other, like, this is how that kind of thing changed my life.
I guess I would say that I feel like there's like young people have so many choices, and that to have the opportunity to express yourself in a healthy way, because there's a lot of unhealthy ways, you know, there's a lot of unhealthy options out there, and to see somebody just becoming more of who they are, you know, is so gratifying.
Well, I think
Valuable.
for me, that was even more obvious going through the COVID shutdowns because arts were hit. I think, a little bit harder than probably the average kind of thing that people had the opportunity to participate in. And it's clear as things opened back up how desperately we need to have those things in our lives, you know, seeing kids come back in, and it's like, I've missed this for a year and a half, this outlet that I had, this safe place that I had, this, you know, group of people who thought and felt and understood me and accepted me. I missed that for, you know, a year and a half, whatever it might be. It was like,
That first Zoom meeting that we had, and we were like, well, are we going to do a show? Do you think we're going to do a show? Can we do a show? And when we finally made that decision, there's no way.
yeah,
That was just kind of like
yeah.
now what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Evident. And I'm sure you see in the schools more than anybody, you know, how desperately, especially now, kids need those healthy opportunities to get re-engaged with people, to get back into kind of social relationships.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
To interacting with one another. It's surprising, like how that's the absence of that affects them. And I could see it, particularly in my 10th graders this year.
Yeah.
Just, you know, not having that opportunity.
So the last thing is just the arts in Marysville and Union County is so much bigger than Encore, right? I'll never forget Austin Sire, edit that. I'll never forget Austin Sire said to me when he was, I don't know, I can't remember I think it was after his senior year of high school, he said this to me. I don't think it was when he was aging out of Encore, but it was our last show. And he said, this is the 28th show that I've done in Union County. 28 shows just from the time he was, probably like fifth grade, maybe? Do they do shows earlier than that? Have schools ever done shows earlier than that? No. Fourth grade summer theater, right?
But
Or is that fifth
going
grade?
into fifth grade?
Going into fifth grade, right. Yeah. So, I mean, my goodness, that's a lot between school shows and summer theater and, you know, other organizations doing shows. That's pretty remarkable for the size of community that we are. Yeah, so that would be the last, like, talking point is art in Union County opportunity.
I'll just say growing up in the arts and being able to dance and sing and do musicals in all different locations simultaneously, I think was such a good thing for me. And then I got the opportunity to be a director for STW, and I think that was just beyond for me, because not only are you working with other people who love to dance and sing, but you're then passing that on to these kids who are just like you when you were that age, and you can say, you know, there are so many things you can do. It starts here, you know, and you can kind of instill that passion, and then they grow up with it, and it's like you're just passing along all the love that you have for this community and what it's granted you, whether it be dancing, singing, acting, drawing, all of it. So I just think I've had a really unique opportunity where I feel so inspired by the arts, and then I had that opportunity to give it back to a younger generation, and I just loved that.
That was good.
Thanks.
You know, I think we have a lot of people to thank. The people who started summer theater, all the dance studios, you know, the voice studios. There's a lot of people.
Mrs. Winters.
Who
started programs at the schools. Yes.
So many people that have came before we landed here. And so thanks.
Scott Underwood.
So Scott, remember Scott's shows?
I remember Scott.
I mean, Scott is the reason my children got into theater.
The best Christmas pageant ever.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. So there's just so much. My family is just befuddled. Is that a word, Lois?
It is.
Befuddled.
I like that word.
You know, we talk about, Emma's in a show, Sarah Jane's in a show. And they're like, they're in a show? What are you talking about? They live all over the country, and they don't get it. They don't get what it is that here in Union County and the surrounding counties have to offer. Or they come to see a show, and they're like, whoa, that's some serious stuff.
Yeah, and I think tying it then back to Encore is that not every community has that kind of opportunity. And so when Pam and the original Encore team was kind of brainstorming, how does this look? It was, hey, we recognize that there's kids from other communities that maybe don't have the opportunity to do shows, even in their high schools, let alone doing something in the summer. And so we really work to try to encourage people from other communities, other school districts to participate in the show. And we've always had a pretty diverse group from different schools, colleges, high schools, which is always really fun to see. Kids being able to make connections with kids from other communities that they otherwise wouldn't have ever met, and creating really good friendships.
So just my 2 cents as the oddball out here. As
you're like the thorn amongst all these roses.
Oh, joy. But as you said, all the different people, I would just like to make a shout out. Not shout out, but just all the plus ones like myself that I think just thinking of all the people like Mick and all kind of the extra like backstage and costumes and all the other stuff that is really cool to see all those different components come together on top of the singing and dancing and acting and all that stuff.
Ted building a car.
As well, your husband building a car, or all the different things that have come out.
Funny story.
Oh dear. As soon as he says the timer's going to run out.
Yeah. Ted built the car for Grace, and he complained the entire time. But he keeps asking, when are we doing Chitty Chitty Bang Bang?
He loved it.
Yes.
He loved it.
And by the way, there were so many people that had helped Ted. I said Ted built that car. Eric helped him. There was a ton of people who built that car.
Yeah. It's fun to see everybody come together.
We all have the ones that come along with.
Yes.
Well, yours is a director.
Yeah, mine's a director, but
Yeah.
he's not here.
He's not the occasional, step in to help here or there. He's a director.
He's the one that makes it sound good.
He's the one that, he does make it sound really good. And Mick, he's fantastic.
And Mick is great.
Mick is
on many levels.
And all of our sponsors over the years.
Sponsors.
Look at those producers coming in. Woo!
Work the room, girl.
So generous.
We'll be by to see you soon.
Okay.
I love it.
Anything else? Any other good stuff to add into this?
I love y'all. I'm very glad to be here today
So
with
glad
y'all.
to be back. Yeah. Oh, I get one other thing I would say is just a challenge. If you have never seen a production in Union County, it doesn't have to be Encore, although that would be fantastic. But if you have never seen a production in Union County, whether it's a musical or a play or the show choir performing or a dance recital or a voice recital, whatever it is, go see it, even if you don't think it's going to be your thing, because I promise you will be blown away. The talent of the young people in our community is fantastic. And I am partial.
I will second that. I'm not used to it. So I had a first-time experience a long time ago. It's true.
It is. It is true. It is true.
Now Pam.
And it's also really neat because my friend from Atlanta came and saw a performance one time, and she said, "Wow, these kids like really have something special with one another."
Yes.
Like to see them like having fun, and like I think they were like playing their instruments or something like off to the side, and she's like she lives in a big city and there's all kinds of great things,
Yes.
but like she'd not seen something like that.
Yeah.
Where like the parents can be there, and it's just sort of like encircling.
Kind of a good community.
Yeah, in the community. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I can't let us end without mentioning this new theater we have in Union
Oh, yeah.
County.
Yeah.
The Avalon. First performance was supposed to be on Friday. Unfortunately,
Winter. Womp, womp.
Winter, really smashed that one. But it's gorgeous.
Yeah, it is.
Live arts are alive and well. Movies. Goonies is coming to the Avalon soon.
There's speaker series.
Yep,
Yeah,
Dan
all
Rooney's
kinds.
coming.
Picture show.
Rocky Horror was there before it was even done, which was the perfect thing for our theater that's not done.
Yeah.
So make sure you check out the Avalon.
Yeah. Lots of opportunity to consume art in Union County. And it's all good.
No, I was just gonna say, do the click subscribe and no. But just saying, if you're watching on YouTube, this is a podcast. If you're on the podcast, this is also on YouTube. So check it out there. And like we said last time, what's your challenge? Last week you gave a nice challenge.
It was the week, or the challenge was go consume art somewhere.
Okay.
Whether it's
Sorry, I stepped out of the room.
yeah. I think
Wanted
you
to
were
make
saying that you were just-
sure we got that.
Anyway. Yeah, that's the challenge. The challenge is there's
Go
plenty of
consume art.
opportunity. Go consume art
Good deal.
somewhere.
And our show, should we like?
Oh yeah, we're
Say the
doing a
dates?
show. Yeah.
We don't have the rights
We don't-
yet.
Yeah, we can't
We
announce
can't
it
announce,
yet.
but we've got dates
We've got dates.
and locations.
July
It's gonna be fabulous.
Fabulous.
So good.
July 22nd, 23rd, and 24th at Veterans Memorial. Can't wait to see you there.
Yes.
Yay!
Thanks, guys. You're awesome. I appreciate all of you. And look forward to another awesome summer. Cut.